I just had a fight with a man, but it's a helium balloon, but it goes down. The job has become like super busy. We are going to be cutting our own hair today. Hi guys, and welcome back. I'm literally so awkward with the camera. Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today is the start of a brand new vlog. I am currently on my lunch break and I need to go to the bank quickly and just run a few errands in my lunch because it's Friday, and then I just don't want to interrupt my weekend by running errands. I feel like once you start running errands on a weekend, then it takes up the whole of your weekend, and I'm not about that. I'm so excited that this work week is over. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my job and I love doing my work stuff. Ooh, I'm out of breath, but sometimes work, as with any job, can be like really stressful depending on what you do. Maybe put you guys here and drive at the same time. Oh, don't you just hate it when you're like reversing and people just don't stop? I think this is like the worst part of living in the city. Oh my god, I think it's the last weekend of Ramadan. Apparently stop and start is like not good for your car. Is that true? Every time I'm driving, my dad literally says to me, you need to turn your stop and start off because it will ruin your starter motor. But then, like, why would Mercedes or any car brand put that in their cars if it's just gonna... Or maybe they do that because they want you to fix your car and go back to them. We have arrived in the car park and I'm gonna go in there. Right, I have done what I needed to do. I just had a fight with a man. Well, it wasn't my fight, to be honest, but I have this thing about me. I have to step in if someone is having a fight with someone and it is like uncalled for, or I feel like someone can't defend themselves. I feel like I have to step in, and I don't know if it's the lawyer in me. And like, I am not a gossipy person. I don't like drama. Like, I'm not the kind of person who will trigger drama. But what I can't stand is if someone, especially in public, is shouting at someone else and everyone else just stands there and watches. Like, I cannot do that. There's a show called What Would You Do? And I love that show because there's just something heartwarming about humans, like, sticking up for one another. And sometimes I am seriously shocked by humans. There was this woman with a newborn baby, and a man barged her, and she was apparently in the way. Even if she was in the way, the man barged her and said, oh, move out the way. And so she then, I heard it, I was in a shop and I was like in another aisle, and I heard her say, oh, rude. And I was like, oh, Annie, like, keep to yourself, don't get involved, don't have a look. Anyways, so then I see this man and he was like, who do you think you're talking to? And she's a woman, like, newborn baby, guys. The baby must have been like 2 months max. A baby boy on her chest. And you could see that she's a new mum. And this man was like to her, move out the way. And she said, like, watch your tone and like, look at who you're talking to. And he was just shouting. Oh, my hair's so... Does that happen to anyone else? Like, does your hair get like really tangled when it's windy? He walked away and then he was like, oh, F off. But he said it in a really quiet tone. And then she was like, she wasn't having it. She was like, do you know who you're talking to? Like, what are you talking about? You have no manners. And he's shouting at her, guys. And at this point, this woman was like about to cry. And I had to step in and I just said to him, listen, she is a mum with a very young baby. And he looks at me and says, well, I didn't say anything to the baby. And I said, continue on with your shopping. Let's be nice to each other. Move on. Like, you don't need to entertain this anymore. And he was like, oh, you women, like, you all stick up for one another. And I was like, yeah. We actually do. Everyone was watching. No one said anything apart from me. If that happened to any one of my family members, I would want someone to stick up for them, but I'd also like to think that my family can stick up for themselves. Anyways, that happened and he felt really embarrassed and he walked away, and I checked up on the woman and she was all okay. Anyways, rant over. I just got a balloon for my cousin, and guys, I'm really confused because it's in a plastic bag, but it's a helium balloon, but it goes down. But if it wasn't in the plastic bag, then it would just be like floating up in my car. So why is this not floating? This is like a science experiment. And there's no weight. I didn't get a weight. Anyways, I got it from my cousin who is undergoing a procedure today. And guys, my cousin's a grown man. But I just thought it'd make him laugh, so I've got him a get well soon balloon and I'm gonna go see him. I need to go home now because I need to get back to work, and I'll see you later. Morning everyone. It's Saturday today, and I used to do this thing where on Saturdays, especially in the mornings, I used to do like a self-care Saturday for myself. Ever since my job has become like super busy, I use Saturdays to lie in, and then as soon as I wake up I go to the gym, and I just don't wake up as early on Saturdays, which I really don't like. I've also not been feeling very well, so I think I said in my last vlog, this Ramadan's been really difficult for me and I've barely fasted because I haven't been able to. Which also means that I haven't been able to go to the gym because I've been so unwell. I think in the whole of Ramadan it maybe been like once or twice, I don't know. Anyways, I've just oiled my hair and I'm wearing my gym outfit. But now that I'm in my gym clothes, my sister is here and I don't think I'm going to the gym anymore. Oiled my hair, which is why it looks like a lot of grease. It's so funny because when we were children, our mums used to tell us to oil our hair and go to school and we'd be like, ugh, no, like it smells and it doesn't look nice and all of that. But now everyone oils their hair and it's normal and it's a flex to oil your hair. Like if you tell someone, oh my god, like I oil my hair weekly, which I do, it's like, wow, I wish I could be like that. And it's just so weird how times change. We are going to be cutting our own hair today. Going to a hairdresser for me is pointless. Like, London prices are, for a haircut, like layers and a short fringe or a medium-ish fringe for me would be like £40. My haircuts take about 10 minutes time anyways. Great. That looks like a hat. And I just want to cut like the uneven part of my hair. Okay, now we're going to cut a fringe. So what I do is I part my hair from the middle, same side. I usually do it just before my ear on both sides, and then you just need to make sure that both sides are basically even, maybe that much. So I'm going to cut straight first. You cut with your scissors facing upwards. Do I want it shorter? When your hair's dry it shrinks, so just remember that as well. What you do is you just blend this part in with your fringe. So I take the shortest part of my fringe and I'll do it this way so you can see, and I just cut down. Your hairs should, on either side, should be like the same length. Now I'm going to dry my hair and style it, and then you can judge whether you think I've done a good job or not. Guys, I'm not going to lie, but I feel like I've done such a good job already. Like, your face looks so different when you cut your hair. I'm going to style my hair and you guys are going to watch me because you're just such lovely people. Heat protectant first. Does anyone know like any good recommendations for heat protectant? I just use whatever I find on Amazon. And this is the Schwarzkopf vitamin B5 blow dry spray. Another problem is that I have is everything's on the boycott list. I try and boycott as much as I can. And that being said, I'm about to use a Shark. This is actually on the boycott list, but I got this as a birthday present a few years ago when it like first came out. Fringe away from my face. So let's just get this bit. Okay, but that's what we want. We want it to look like this. And then I just put it in a roller and leave it alone for like 10 minutes. I'm going to do the same on the other side. As I said, I have a cowlick, which means that my hair grows in a different direction to like where I want it to go. So my hair grows this way, but because of my middle parting, I want it to flow, and I can't. It doesn't always flow as I want it to, which is quite annoying, but anyways, grateful for everything. Let's do the other side. This side is thinner, so it doesn't take as long. Again, looking crazy, but that's absolutely fine because it's going to look nice later. That is my hair done. This is the best hairspray. It's very strong, but if you use it like a tiny bit, it's really good, and it's like really long lasting. Also, if you have fine hair, it makes your hair look thicker because of the texture it adds. I'm gonna let the curls sit, and I am gonna clean my room because my room looks like a disaster. My cowlick's not behaving, but I think it looks quite nice. I think it looks quite nice. And now that it's dry,
Oh, sick.
what?